everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to make this stunning blue vase. With springtime coming, I have no vase in my house that I would even want to put on the counter. I'm telling you, they are all super ugly. So I thought we would make something a little stylish, so that we can put our fresh flowers, our fresh herbs in and keep it out on the counter. So we are going to make this stunning blue vase today on Azure's Homemade Goodness.
This is what you'll need for this project. I will also link it in the description box below. So you can pick any kind of tissue paper of your choice. I picked blue. I absolutely love blue, and there's a lot of things in my house that are blue. You also want to think about adding a little bit of white tissue paper as well. That mutes the color just a little bit. However, if you like colors super nice and bright, then go ahead and just stick with a couple colors of tissue paper. Now, I'm using a jar that I got from spaghetti sauce. I just really liked the shape. And so I'm going to clean my jar with some alcohol. 70% isopropyl alcohol. Any kind of alcohol is fine. And I use it a lot in my craft stuff. You would be surprised. But anytime I work with glass or ceramics or anything, I always like to make sure that there's no greasy fingerprints on it. The glue tends to stick better. So I'm just taking a paper towel and some alcohol and I'm just cleaning it off really good just to make sure everything is nice and clean. Don't worry, if you don't have any isopropyl alcohol at home, just make sure that you really wash it well with soap and water and dry it with a clean towel. I'm going to move my papers over here, but I want to bring this glue over, and I just want to let you know I'm just using regular washable glue. I'm going to make it into like a paper mache. You can also use Mod Podge if you want, but this glue is only a couple dollars for a whole bottle, and it doesn't matter how much I use. So it's just a money-saving tip. But I am going to use my scissors since I have them right here, and I'm just going to cut this tissue paper up into 1 by 1 squares. So I've got my 2 piles of tissue paper, and now I'm going to make a paper mache. So usually paper mache is 2 parts glue and 1 part water. You can do 1 to 1, but for this project I recommend 2 to 1. And I would just kind of eyeball it. So I put my glue in this wonderful disposable bowl, and then I add just a little bit of water. Warm is best because it helps the glue will melt inside the water a little bit and it's easier to stir. That's all. Tap water is just fine, and I'm just going to mix it all up, and it's going to make like a very thin liquid paste. Pretty much. Just going to finish stirring it all up here. I actually use paper mache for a lot of things. I used to use it a lot for costumes. It's actually pretty fantastic and a really easy way to do. So now that we're all stirred up here, I am going to grab my jar and I am going to start, I think, with the blue tissue paper. So I'm going to take, I really like these foam brushes. You can use a regular brush, whatever you have. Put a thin thing of glue and then put on some paper. It's really as simple as that. Some glue, some paper. Some glue, some paper. And I'm going to do several coats of this. I'm not sure how many, but we'll just go from there. So mix and match your papers. It doesn't really matter. There is no right or wrong with this craft, which is really nice. It's a little messy, but the finished product is definitely going to be worth it. And we're adding a little bit more, and then papers. And you actually go over top of the paper the tissue paper that you've already put on your jar with the glue. Okay, so now I've completed about 3 coats of glue and tissue paper. So this is actually 5 coats now of glue and tissue paper, but it's not quite right. So I'm going to come back and after I do a few more. All right, I love this. This is 8 coats of glue and tissue paper, and actually it went pretty quickly. I listen to audiobooks while I do it, and I love when you roll it, how it like catches the light. All right, so the jar now after 8 coats is a little tacky still. It hasn't totally dried, so I want to add a little bling to it. You know, I like things a little sparkly. So I'm using this like extra fine glitter that looks like snow. So I'm just taking it like if I was cooking and adding a little bit of salt to something, just sprinkling just tiny bit because the paper is still tacky, just so I have a little bit of shimmer with the glue on the vase. And it's actually, you can't even tell that it was made out of tissue paper. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. You can do this step if you like. You don't have to. This is obviously optional. It's still going to look amazing without adding the glitter, but I like a little bling. Okay, now that I covered the top lid here. There's a quick tip for how to do this. I will link the video for you. I've sprayed it 2 coats with the acrylic spray gloss. And I absolutely love it. So now I think I'm just going to add the ribbon around. This is the front side, I think. And so I want to make sure that where my ribbon touches and matches up is going to be on the front because I'm going to cover that area with the bow. So I'm going to put a little hot glue here on the back of my jar, and then I'm going to add the ribbon because I really want it to stay. There we go. And then I'm going to bring it around to the front, or the area that I really like that I want it to be the front. And I'm going to make sure it overlaps just a little bit here. And I'm going to hot glue the front down. And this is where I'm going to add the bow. So I'm going to just take this and glue it up there. It's a little hot. If you can, use low temperature. That's my recommendation. I'm going to cut a little bit of these strings off here just to make it even out. And I'm going to add a little glue on the top of the ribbon. And I'm going to pull the side that isn't glued down over to that front part of the ribbon. I swear hot glue is my nemesis. There we go. I'm going to hold it down. And I make the ribbon overlapping. You see how there's about that inch or so overlapping? And I do that for a reason, so I have a little bit of space to put down so I'm not gluing my finger to the jar. And then I'm just going to clip that little extra overhang off, just like that. Trust me, I've learned this the hard way. Okay, and then I am going to attach this bow. I'll put a link to the video for the bow that I've already made. So I'm going to add a little hot glue to the front. And then I'm going to take the bow and I'm just going to glue that on and I'm just going to hold it down. And this really looks sharp. I don't think the camera does it justice on that. And here you go. Here is your stunning blue vase. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and click to subscribe. Thanks.